Hi guys, hello and welcome back to another board game unboxing right here on Chit. It is of course Star Wars Day, may the 4th be with you, and this today is Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures. So we have the Mandalorian movie due anytime soon. I am a massive fan of the series, so this was a no-brainer. I love me a game where it's scenario based and we do like little missions and all that. So let's have a look at the back of the box, then I'll chuck the trusty specs on and we'll get into what the Mandalorian Adventures is all about. Okay, so give you a quick idea first. There is the back of the box, okay, with all our components and all our bits. The Mandalorian Adventures. When offered a lucrative job, a lone bounty hunter begins a journey that will put his skills to the test and redefine his world. Work together to complete missions inspired by season 1 of The Mandalorian. I can't get my teeth in today. Okay, so it says 1. Be the hero. Play as the Mandalorian and his allies, each with their own deck of cards offering unique strategies. 2. Live the adventure. Cooperate. That's what I love in these games. Fight enemies and solve dilemmas to complete each mission's objective. 3. Expand your horizons. Discover additional rules, components and mission types, some featuring a hidden traitor mode. Okay, so this is players 1 to 4, so you can play this on your own, just controlling 2 characters, or get your mates around the table. 30 to 60 minutes, 12 plus. In the box we get a rule book, a mission book, 191 cards, 20 mini cards, 142 tokens, 8 standees and 2 envelopes. Okay, so let's get it open and let's have a look what's going on. The front of this box is absolutely brilliant. I really do love that art. I'm going to show you it again. There you go. I say, any fans of The Mandalorian, this is just going to be like a no-brainer. Fans of like kind of co-op games with your mates, yeah, maybe. But hey, let's have a look. Right, okay. So we have envelope 1. Do not open until instructed. I have no idea what is in this, and I'm going to do as I'm told, just for once in my life. Envelope 2. Do not open until instructed. I'm presuming that basically there's going to be like more stuff that you can add to your game in there, possibly. Mandalorian rulebook. This doesn't feel very thick at all, which is nice. Oh yes, good. Quick reference guide on the back. We all love them. I'm going to put that to one side. We'll have a look in a minute. Let's have a look at the rest of the box. Right, okay, so we get sheets of tokens, which mean very little at the moment, because obviously I haven't played the game. They are double-sided, so you see some characters on there. Trying to get you a close-up without all the glare. Okay. Now, a second sheet of tokens. Same type of thing again, but different characters. So there's our... Oh, I've just popped something out. There's our standee for Mando and IG there. Okay. And flicking this across. Again, all double-sided with extra enemies. So you'd have your standee with your main character on, and you've got like those little sort of small tokens to put on the board to show us and represent the enemies. Oh, okay. The mission book. Now I like this. I know what this is going to be here. So we've got same kind of art there. Nice little Mandalorian symbol on the back. And I don't normally do this kind of thing, so I don't like doing spoilers or indeed spoiling it for myself, but I'm just going to do it this one time. Oh no, that's really nice. I love that. So think back to the Mando, the first episode. And we basically get like a storyboard. A little cartoon intro to what we're supposed to be doing. Nice. Okay, so in the book, we have the game board. I've seen this done. I think there's a few games that do it. And it's a really good idea. I think it's Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion does it as well. And what I like about this is it gives you like all the instructions that you need actually right in front of you. And I say your board, little symbols saying like where the enemies are. I think this mission, without spoiling anything, because that's now going back in the box, is the first one where Mando has to rescue the child before we find out, obviously, his name's Grogu. Okay, going through the box. So you get some little plastic standees for our main characters. Right, okay, now I can't even open these. It says, guide deck, stop, do not shuffle, look at or reorganise these cards until instructed. When setting up your first game, flip this card and follow the instructions. So there's something secret in there already, and I really would like to do it, but I ain't. Maybe somebody else will, but I'm not that dick. Nick, not Dick. Okay, so we get a set of cards here now. I'm allowed to open these, so at least I've got something to show you and continue the content of this rather dodgy video. Okay, so I don't know what any of these mean. I'm just going to show you a couple to give you like an idea. Okay, manipulate. Intel. If you look at a threat with this action, you may swap it with any face-down threat of the same shape. Opportunist. Draw one skill card. You may perform one additional action this turn. Okay, and I'm going to show you one more. Until our paths cross. Intel. Move a character up to 2 spaces towards you, ignoring any enemy abilities. So you see the lovely Cara Dune on there as well. Right, so that is a nice deck of cards. There, we have another deck of cards, which I'm struggling to get out of the box. Okay, there we go. Okay, so right, I've got character cards here. Sorry, I just got lost in looking at them. Often happens. Okay, so Mandalorian, 8 hit points and a novice. Now, I'm presuming that because that's double-sided with like 6 hit points, we have like different levels. Like the easier level, you get more hit points, that kind of thing. So let's have a look. Yeah, IG-11. These are the characters you can play. Mando, IG-11. Paz Vizsla. Berg. Migs Mayfield. Zeon. Or Zeon. The beautiful Cara Dune. Grief Karga. So they're the characters you can play. I'm not sure where the missions say you've got to play certain characters for the mission, or you can swap and change, but I really don't know. And then I've got a load of cards with question marks on the back. Well, he says a load. Let's have a look at one of them. Draw attention. Flip the nearest face down threat face up. Okay, so I'm not sure how all these sort of work yet, but we've got a few of them. Okay, some with what look like weapons on and stuff. That's a close combat quarters card. So I'm presuming within the game we get to play our cards and do our moves. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, another one with like an axe. I forget the name of them on the back and some symbology there. Right, okay, now that's nice. We've got player aids, the steps of a turn, and any enemy abilities on the other side. So, for fun, step 1, action setup. You must perform 2 actions. Limit 1 skill card per action slot per turn. Number 2, event step. For each action slot, total its strength. 6 or more, resolve the crisis and then an event. 5 or more, resolve an event. 4 or less, no crisis or event. That's obviously the way the game moves against you. So I'm presuming the more powerful stuff you do, the more you incite the enemy. That would be my guess. Step 3, draw step. Fill your hand to 4 skill cards or 3 for veteran. So that was what the other side was, novice or veteran. Okay, so that just gives us the little steps of a turn. Always nice to have by your side. Even if you play these games like, 20 times a day. If you play different games, you're always going to end up forgetting something. Right, okay, so it looks like we've got different decks for different people. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to show Mando's. So the art on the back there. And we have a number 1. We have a number 2. Flamethrower. So attack, deal 2 damage to an enemy in your space. Let's have a look at one more Mando card. That costs 3 points. So I'm not sure what these are. Maybe these are like move actions they can do. I don't know how many squares you can move. Because I say most of the time with these sort of things, I I come along and I just open them for the first time, like you guys. So it's just like opening a box, not really knowing what's going on. So if it all appears a wee bit vague, I do apologise. As I say, these are unboxing videos, they're not reviews. So I haven't sat down and actually played the game to say to you, well, we use such a token for this and we use such a token for that. Okay, and finally, we get a deck of the little cards, the smaller cards. Bad luck, says no effect. Retaliate. After an enemy deals you damage, even if you block it, discard this to deal 2 damage to that enemy. Let's have a look at one more randomly. He says, and I find more. Right, so these must be events or something. Strategize. During your turn, discard this card to draw 2 skill cards and or perform 1 additional action. Okay, so that is basically all the components. Let's just take a quick look at the rulebook. Set aside, and then we shall wrap this one up. So, Mandalorian Adventures, introduction, key concepts, tells us about missions, the guide deck, and then says stop. Instead of reading this rulebook, you can watch the online video tutorial, which is nice, with a QR code, which I'll put up there for you. Okay, so we open up. Setup, it shows us how to set everything up and explains where we're going. Playing solo or with extra players. Okay, so there's actually a solo level, which is interesting. Because a lot of these games, like, you just play the 2 characters. You'd have, like, Mando and, like, Cara Dune, and just kind of play Mando, do his stuff, do the game, do Cara stuff, do the game, repeat to fade like that. I think I'd still prefer to play it like that, to be fair. Component list, and then it says about playing the game and goes through what those steps are. All very colourful, well laid out. Tells us about terrain, i.e. line of sight, buildings will block like your shots, that kind of thing. Attack action, intel action, threat tokens, enemies and features. Special skill cards, tells us the bonus icons, all that kind of stuff. Explains what all those little numbers are on like the Mando and character cards. Events setup. At the middle of the book already. Nice. Okay, tells us about enemy movements, event cards with no effect, and a sample event setup, which is always nice. Gives you a little demo and basically shows you an example of how that would go down in the game. Feature token abilities, golden rules, what happens when you run out of cards, how you win the game, communication and hidden information, character limitations, shared character mode, and playing solo. It says to play the game single player, simply use the shared character mode above. Yeah, okay, so with these rules, characters do not belong to a specific player. Instead, all players share control of exactly 2 characters. So, yeah, it has thought anyway, which makes a lot of sense. It says, stop, you are ready to begin your first game. Use the quick reference on the back of this rulebook to help answer questions. You will be taught the remaining rules when needed. You do not need to read them until instructed. So obviously, as we move along the missions, we're going to get into that envelope. Additional rules, additional enemy abilities, what we do with numbered spaces, mission-specific actions, and of course, the credits and some nice artwork. There you go. And on the back, we have a very, very, very handy quick reference, like I pointed out earlier. Frequently overlooked rules, and what is lovely is an index which lists everything and like a contents, so it tells us where everything is in the rule book, nice and easy to find. So folks, that wraps up Star Wars The Mandalorian Adventures. Just looking at this alone, I really want to play it. I'm hoping there's going to be, because this is season 1, there are expansions out there for season 2, season 3 and all that. Come along, grab a copy of this, find some mates, and go and live in the Mandalorian universe. Happy Star Wars Day.